इस सेशन रिकॉर्ड होता है. Okay, good. Okay. So you guys can see my screen, right? So we'll just go over. We'll start the session. I see almost like 24 participants, including me. That's good number. So let's start. Okay. We are going to continue on the HTML session. I think there's some more weeks we will have to continue, and I'm hoping it's very interesting for you guys. कारण काही मुलं तरी ॲटलिस्ट होमवर्क करतायत, त्यामुळे इट्स अ गुड टू नो की दे आर इंटरेस्टेड. दॅट्स गुड. तर या सेशनमध्ये वी विल कंटिन्यू द HTML. आय नो की 2 आठवड्यापूर्वी वी ट्राईड वी लर्न द HTML क्लास एट्रिब्यूट आणि HTML ID attribute. It's been 2 weeks. We will go over it, not just a recap म्हणून, just I will show the example to make sure you guys remember it. कारण त्याच्यानंतर I will give the homework which is based on this one. तर that it for you guys to remember things, we will just go over the details and show you the example how it is being done. So as I on my slide you can see HTML class attributes we are going to recap. Class attribute is used to specify class for an HTML element. आतापर्यंत आय बिलीव्ह की सगळ्यांना HTML एलिमेंट्स काय आहेत ते माहिती आहे, राईट? Just for validation, can you guys, one or two guys can write what are the HTML elements they know? And okay, can you guys, one or two guys, can you type and just confirm, so I will know that okay, you guys remember what is HTML element mean. No one? Okay, that's good. Priyanka, I don't know, is that Priyanka your name? Is anybody, everyone has a complaint about the voice, or is just only few people? Because I think Prerna is saying my voice is very low. Okay, Priyanka is saying good. Okay, so only one Priyanka wrote only one table element, but other than that, no one is. There are more than one people complaining the voice is low. Is it better now? I think I need to hold my microphone in one hand. Okay. So other than table, is there any other HTML element you guys know? Can someone type? Till that we will read the second part, which is the class attribute is often used to point to a class name in a style sheet. It can also be used by a JavaScript to access and manipulate elements with the specific class name. Okay, height is not HTML element. Okay, so that's good. You guys can type, and even if you are wrong, म्हणजे तुमचं मुलांना चुकीचं लिहत असाल तरी पण दॅट इज फाईन, की ॲटलिस्ट त्याच्याने तुम्हाला कन्फर्म होईल हो दॅट इज माझं चुकलेलं म्हणून. तर height is not HTML element, right? So anyone else want to type? As I mentioned in this point, is class attribute is basically used to point in a style sheet, and it can be used in a JavaScript. आपण JavaScript बघितलं नाही, पण we will somewhere see the JavaScript. But we can use that class attribute to manipulate elements. Okay, not just one. Any if class attribute can be applied to multiple HTML element in a HTML table. So the next one is multiple HTML elements can share the same class name. That's what I was mentioning, that in a JavaScript, when we want to manipulate, it's actually more than one element we manipulate. And the last bullet point is the class name is case sensitive. So if you type uppercase for one letter, and while using, if you type lowercase, it's not gonna work. So these are kind of basic bullet point for class attribute. We will see. I mean, I will take out the presentation and we will try one or two class attribute example, so that way you guys will remember, or it will refresh your memory. Okay. Okay, not bad. Okay, so if you guys remember, we tried some of the class attributes. Let's see. Okay. You guys complaining about the voice quality. Is it better, getting better for you guys, or no? It's still slow. Okay, then I think we really need to play with the sound, because I use the same PC for my work and nobody complains. So not really sure, is it just Google Meet playing the role or not? Give me a second, guys. Okay. So is it better now, guys? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Is it still low? Otherwise, let me try. Okay, let me try something else. Okay, give me a second, guys. Okay. I'm gonna transfer it to my phone. Okay. Can you? Hello, guys. Can you hear me now? And let me know if it is better or not. Okay. Okay. That sounds better. Okay. Because most of you guys saying yes. That's good. Okay. Need to work on my PC to make sure that microphone works better. Okay. Okay. Then let's continue our exercise. Okay. What we were saying, okay, we wanted to learn about the class attribute, right? So let's see this one. So we are having a HTML file. With that, you can see, I'm just repeating the last time's example so that way you guys will be quick to catch on. So class name lidana usually dot nesuru karun, whatever the name you want to type in. You can say my city class. That way also, just we will change it right now. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये whatever attributes you want, right? की आता you remember this is background color is one attribute, it's green. Color of the text is white. Border is 10 pixels solid. Margin, padding, those all attributes we specified, right? These are all the styles within that class. And then body मध्ये this class
reside in a style attribute. आणि as you guys know की तुम्हाला मी एक दोन वेळा सांगितलं की style attribute, this style is internal style sheet, right? कारण it is in that same HTML file. पण तुम्ही external style sheet पण करू शकता by making a separate CSS file. आणि now this style, as we said की हे class name आहे, आणि then basically in a body section we are using, this is div is one HTML element. Inside that div we have h2, heading 2 and paragraph, two elements, right? So now we are applying the class attribute. How you apply the class attribute is a class and then name of the class. I changed the name, so I need to change these things here too, right? So I have to copy the name and make sure it is matching. I'll just show you guys how it looks, right? So that way you guys will see the impact. And let's see, this is the file, which file we are talking about, city.html. Okay, so you can see, right, how does it looks. So you can see daily, and these things are all getting colored properly, right? It has a green background, text color is white, and then it has a border, everything you can see, right? But if you see की माझे पुढचे दोन tiv टॅग आहेत त्यांच्यासाठी सेम ॲट्रिब्यूट क्लास नेम चुकीचं आहे, राईट? So as soon as क्लास नेम चुकीचं आहे त्यामुळे HTML पेज ड्रॉ करताना those styles are not used, right? So that's the reason they are going with the default styles. That if I change this one here, you can see how it impacts, right? So you can see that right away impacts, right? And one part I was telling you guys is की हे गोष्ट तुम्हाला म्हणाल जसं की हे div tag includes these two HTML elements, right? Or div HTML element has two elements inside. तर त्यामुळे तुम्ही क्लास ॲट्रिब्यूट जेव्हा वापरता तेव्हा if you use it on outer element HTML, the style is gonna get applied to both of them. So that just for this simplicity, if you want to see the instead of applying for a div tag, if I want to apply for only this element, then how it is gonna impact. Let's see that part, right? So if I say this, then you can see only Tokyo is displayed with that. The paragraph is going back with its own attributes or own style. Yeah, is this making sense to you guys? मुलांना समजलं का काय होतंय ते? How this style attributes or class attribute gets applied, right? Okay, good. Okay, good to see those things. And there is another test example I have put. This is another one. याच्यामध्ये we are defining note as the attribute, note as a class, and that note class is used to identify within the element. If you want to use की आता मागच्या example मध्ये div element was overlapping two elements, h2 आणि paragraph. But in this आता बघितलं की paragraph च्या मध्ये you have span, right? This span element, okay, that span element is within that paragraph element, and note attribute is just applied for that span element, right? So how does that impact? We can go and see, right? Let me show you the display part. So if I open, okay, so okay. So let me just put it over. So you guys can see right here, along with so you can see H1 my is going with the default style, but then span class note important is getting applied with that this style. And now you can see the font size we said it's 200%. So H1 चे default चे attribute असतील default size त्याच्यात 200% font size होणार आहे. So you can see my is in H1 it's shown bold, right, and little bit bigger than this one. So that's the reason it is twice of or 200 times of that things. But this paragraph shows the font in a smaller. Then that font च्या 200 times म्हणून it is very important it's shown little small. So if percentage मध्ये तुम्ही वापरलं गोष्टी तर that is gonna apply with whatever the size or whatever the elements attribute त्याचे percentage होणार आहे, right? So if now instead of saying 200%, if I say 50% or okay, let's say 20%, so you can see the impact right away. It's both gonna be smaller, right? You can see so 20% is very small. So percentage you can use this excuse me. So inside attributes you can use with the percentage. Okay, so that's another example of how you can apply the class attribute. When there is not much difference with the way we had it here or this way. It is just a different class I'm trying to show you guys. Okay. Anyone has a question? I know we are just recapping, but question is still there. We can take more questions. Okay, no doubt. So this is one more example I picked up. याच्यामध्ये there is a table and table मध्ये काहीतरी table मध्ये columns आणि rows आहेत, right? So table आणि row मध्ये column मध्ये I'm using some class, right? So this table is with the class this, and everything is wrapped inside the div, and div class is used as a W3 container. And if you guys look, it was the external style sheets example. If you look, then what we are saying is link the style from the style sheet external, right? And I'm referring the style from some other link, W3 schools style sheet location one. So it's ultimately gonna use, if I show you guys, it's kind of gonna use this style sheet. So you can see this style sheet is very big. Someone else wrote it, right? कोणीतरी दुसऱ्याने लिहिली आहे, पण आपल्याला त्यातले काहीतरी एलिमेंट्स और क्लासेस वापरायचे तर वी कॅन रेफर करतो, राईट? सगळ्या गोष्टी वेबवरती करत असताना आपण सगळ्या गोष्टी करत नाही. काही कोणी दुसऱ्याने डेव्हलप केले असतील तर ते यूज करायचं असेल तर यू कॅन रेफर देअर वर्क, राईट? तर दॅट इज द एक्झाम्पल ऑफ दिस. So in this you can see there must be W3 container class. So if I search this class here, so this is W3 container class, right? So you can see there are so many classes and types of those W3 containers, right? So those classes are used here. So now as an example, if I run this as HTML, so you can see it is using those classes what I referred in this, and those are far more better when instead of we write it, right? When we write it, we basically color something here and there, but their classes are more better because they are lot of time professional people do it, right? किंवा खूपशा वेळेला त्यांचं व्हेरी artistic style shapes असतात. So that's the third example of using uh, styles or a class attribute, a class styles attribute with external style sheets. All good, guys? मुलांना समजतंय आतापर्यंत? Okay. I know की only few मुलं म्हणतायत yes, पण आय विल लाईक की सगळेजण हो म्हणाले तर बरं पडेल, समजत असेल तर. कुणाला डाऊट असेल तर त्यांनी डाऊट विचारा. डाऊट एकाने विचारला तर बाकीच्यांना पण हेल्प होईल, कारण दॅट वे बाकीच्या कुणाला समजलं नसेल तर त्यालाही समजेल. Okay, then this is one recap part. Then second recap part was ID attributes, right? Just like HTML class attribute, there is ID attributes. HTML ID attribute is used to specify a unique ID for an HTML element. Right? Then ID attribute is often used to point to specific style declaration in a style sheet. It can also be used by JavaScript to access and manipulate elements with the specific ID. The last time आपण जे class attribute बघितलं, that is very class is attribute you define and then you associated style sheets with it, right? But usually ID attributes, the intentions are more for using it in a JavaScript for manipulating the elements. जेव्हा तुम्ही वापराल तेव्हा कळेल, पण दोघांचा जरी तुम्ही स्टाईल शीट साठी आयडी एट्रिब्यूट वापरू शकत असाल तरी पण मेनली डेव्हलपमेंट मध्ये, वेब पेज डेव्हलपमेंट किंवा वेबसाईट डेव्हलपमेंट मध्ये आयडी एट्रिब्यूट्स जावास्क्रिप्ट मध्ये यूज करतात, सो इट कॅन इझिली मॅनिपुलेट. आणि when actually you use the ID attribute to specify styles, you use the syntax for it is ID is written as hash character followed by an ID name. आता आपण एक्झाम्पल बघूया. So these are some of the examples. Last time ला पण आपण हेच चेक केले होते. So this is one example. Let's say, so very simple example, right? We have body and inside that body we have HTML H1 element, and H1 element, as I said, ID is defined with ID equal to, and this is the ID of the element. So now if we are defining, जर आपण याला attributes define करणार असो, style sheets define करणार असो, तर style sheets define करताना you need to use hash symbol and then ID name जे वापरले ते. So whatever you use here, you have to put that, and then whatever styles you are looking for or whatever style you want to apply on that element, you can specify those. So as you can see it here, I'll just run this example. Yes, hash sign, right? This is hash symbol, right? That's what we say. So let's run this. Okay, so you can see, right? So where were we? Okay, styles, right? So you can see the styles are getting applied to this one. If you just want to quickly check, is it really working? So light red, I'll just put it in LIGHT red. Is there light red? Let's see if there is a light red. Nope. Okay, light blue is there. So this right, as you attribute change केली त्याप्रमाणे color change होता, right? So this is the way you use style sheet. How you can define the style sheet for that one particular ID. So that was first example. All good, guys? Any question? कुणाला काय question आहे का ID attribute चा right now? Nashil, we will go for the second example. Okay. I did not put here anything because I just wanted to ask you guys this question. Okay. So now, okay, this second example I'm going to show. And let's open this. Okay. So home page looks like this, right? To me, this okay. But I kept a blank space here. So actually, मला ID attribute use करायची असेल. तर can someone tell me how I can use the ID attribute here and apply these styles defined in ID attribute? कोणीतरी टाइप करून पाठवे लिहा चॅट मेसेज मध्ये चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये. Can someone type? Okay. Okay. Okay, Prerna, hash sign is important. Current, that's the way it is being defined. Current programming that is the sum of the rules they have defined, right? That is the idea behind it. Important, that's the way they design the system. There is a why. The answer is just for the sake of yes, it is the way they define. Okay, I am gonna pick up Rujula's things because that's what she mentioned and that looks correct, right? So let's see, we're picking up the Rujula's text and putting it here, right? I know someone else also said, but you cannot have space in the name. If whatever you define here, ID attribute has to be same matching. Okay, so let's try this one, right? So I'm just saving that and just gonna apply it. Work, good job. Yeah, I know a couple of other kids too. The idea is that whatever the name you have to use that as ID. Okay, so that's good quick test for you guys. And there is something else too with the ID attribute you can use as a bookmark, and that is one important part, right? This is one of the examples. मागच्या वेळेला पण आपण बघितलेलं, पण let's do this one. याच्यामध्ये मी बेसिकली काय म्हटलं की ओके this is body and now I skip showing up the title and heading and other things which usually in HTML page, right? So just ignore that. HTML मध्ये body element and body मध्ये you have these things, right? So you have H2 and then paragraph, H2 and paragraph. Just for the example's sake, I wrote all this chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So that way I can quickly show you guys what's happening. So if this page is big, then how you can travel between the pages with the bookmark? You can see actually इथे फक्त एकालाच ID दाखवली, पण we can put the ID for all these elements. Just like this way, we can put IDs for all the elements, and each element need to have different ID, guys. Okay, so you cannot have same ID repeating for multiple elements. So just for example, I'm just showing you guys here. Okay. But if you look, Litana, we said H reference, right? So I put the two links on that page just to explain you what is the difference between the two links. Let's just run this one and then you guys can see the difference. Okay, so you can see, right, as on this page we have all this chapter 1, chapter 2 with their explanation is this. Chapter 1 is coming from this place, right? And then this chapter explains blah blah blah. So that's what the text is. The same way all the chapters are there, and this page is big. I have 10, 11, 15, 20, 23 chapters here. I scroll करावं लागतं, right? मला तर idea is की you can jump to directly to some place, from one place to another place. आता तुमच्या पेज मध्ये चॅप्टर 10 दिसत नाहीये, पण if I just say click here, jump to chapter 10, so you can see chapter 10 is shown on the top, and then again 11, right? So automatically scrolling झालं एवढं. So how do you achieve that? That is done with this way. That's called bookmarking of the ID. You can use anchor symbol and then href मध्ये hash, and then you can give that attribute name. So whatever attribute you give after hash, that will be the place it will jump. So it's going to jump to that ID. Just for the example sake, तुम्हाला दाखवला की रेग्युलर href symbol मध्ये तुम्ही गुगलची वेबसाईट दिली तर it will jump to Google, right? So just for this example, where is that? Okay, jump to, not chapter, to jump to Google, google.com, right? So if I save this, I should show you that way. So you can see if I say jump to Google, it will take you to the google.com, right? And you can see that whole page is now showing google.com. But ID मध्ये काय झालं? I have to take it back. ID मध्ये you just scroll to that ID and showed that on the top. Got it? Mulano, is this making sense? Okay, good. Okay, good. I think last example, I don't remember what was it. Let's see. Yeah, I think it was just to show you guys how both of the styles can reside at the same time. So city and my header, you can see ID is my header. So that's the reason this is the style for my header, and there is a city. So there are styles for the city. I'll just run it through so you guys can see it, how it works. You can see, right? Idea is my header with the my cities. What's the header attributes? So light blue, then text color is black, and those things, right? So if you can see this my cities is in text color is black, background is black, light blue, those things. And when I say city has background of a tomato color, text color is white, so you can see that here, right? That's the idea behind it. So just this example is to just show you guys you can have multiple attributes with a multiple way in one single page. Okay? So that was the recap for last, I think 2 week पहिले आपण घेतलेलं त्याच्यासाठी. Now then for today's class, we are going to look at iframe. The iframe is used to display a web page within a web page. Actually, you guys can see, right? Let's see. Just to make sure you guys understand, this is one web page, right? तर this web page मध्ये आणखीन दुसरं कुठलं तरी वेब पेज दाखवायचं असेल स्मॉल विंडो मध्ये, तर for that purpose you use iframe. So idea is HTML iframe is used to display a web page within a web page. And syntax is like this. Iframe HTML element is like iframe src equal to URL, whatever you want to show, and the title is a description, some description. Let's go and see some example of that. Okay, so let me remember which one was which. Okay, I don't see. Okay, this page is displayed in iframe, so that's not. This is iframe. Okay, so let's see. This page is like HTML file, right? So I'm just gonna show you. So as I said, this is HTML element. And how do you use iframe? माझी स्क्रीन सगळ्यांना विजिबल आहे का? आय थिंक मी कोणाला विचारलं नाही मध्येच. ओके गुड. ओके तर दिस इज द HTML पेज राईट. त्याच्यामध्ये यू कॅन सी दिस नाव. यू गाईज आतापर्यंत सगळ्यांना लक्षात आलं असेल की हो H2 एलिमेंट यूज करतात, पॅराग्राफ यूज करतात, पण दिस इज समथिंग and one more new element for you guys, right? की iframe. iframe ला मी म्हटलं की SRC मध्ये whatever page you want to show, that page is going to be the name. So त्याच्यामध्ये we are saying demo_iframe.htm is the page. आम्ही त्याची height आणि width specify केली. Then title मध्ये आपण just whatever description you want to show. आणि this page जे मग म्हटलं that should be residing into wherever your location is, right? आता आपण म्हटलं की okay, that page is this page. That's the reason when that page मधलं content is this, right? This is the HTML page. That easier, I think the idea is you are gonna go see. You are gonna see this HTML page within it, right? So let me show you how this HTML page looks first, right? So if I open this page, it's gonna show you like this, right? So this is the page inside, like this is how that HTML is gonna look. So now if I show you the main page, because this page is gonna show into this main HTML iframe page. So let's run that one and you guys can see. So you can see, right? This HTML text, HTML iframe is what this text is, right? Then you can see this is the paragraph what we wrote. And inside that we said iframe, display iframe. And inside that iframe show this HTML page. So this is what displayed in that iframe. Just for understanding, we can make this page little more smaller. And that way you can see it more confirm how it is work, right? See, now you can see this is very small, so you have scroll bar. You can make it little bigger, 400 by 400. And see, this will be displayed like this. You can say width, if you say 600, then you will not have, everything will be coming in the same line, right? See, this way. So this is that small HTML page we displayed. Instead of HTML page, supposedly, or तुम्हाला HTML page नाही, पण तुम्हाला yahoo.com किंवा msn.com दाखवायचं आहे. msn.com. Okay, just for simplicity, आपण काहीतरी वेगळं दाखवूया. Oops, okay. Why? You know, guys, why it is showing this way? Anybody remembers? A third-party website दाखवायची असेल तर you need to say http:// right? And then, okay. Well, okay, let's see. Anytime, any issues, you test it with. Okay. So, okay, this is to come. All right. Okay. I think we will have. Okay, somebody is saying, okay, that's right, yeah. Okay. For MSN, you have to have the HTTPS because that's the way it works. Thank you. Here you go. Okay. Did I save it? Yeah, it did work. Okay. I mean, we can go and look at the issue Iframe because set Xframe. Okay, I think yeah, you need to do all those things. Okay, I think we won't go for it. It you will need to take out all other things. So okay. Yeah, so we need to take out this from origin options. That's fine. We will just skip that for right now, but we'll go back to our HTML page, right? So what was our HTML page? Demo underscore iframe dot htm. So when we say this, it should now come back with our own demo page, right? So that's the idea, that with iframe, you can show the HTML page. In this case, I think in this case, we are just specifying the HTML page. So supposedly we will come back to it later. Let me see if there is any other example I have. No, I think, yeah, there is another example I have for this thing. It's called target demo. Okay. So there you see. So where we are going to go to the other website, right? Okay, and then let's show you guys that example. Okay. So you can see, okay, I did not explain you guys what it is, right? So this is a second example of HTML iframe. And you can see one iframe, I use that same page with the name. And then another example of iframe is with another link with the target, right? So now you can see when we see the demo, you can see one page right away because that iframe is right away we displayed. But for this one, what we said, we added another attribute saying that target, then iframe, right? So whenever we are going to click on this link, it's gonna basically use this name target iframe and display the content of this link. So we can go and see it here. When you click on this, it's gonna change the content, and we are basically now seeing the essay online website in that place. So what happens is, by default, it was showing this HTML page, and on click, we say that, oh, this is used as a target. So it's basically replacing the original content and going and browsing to this link and displaying that part. Guys, does this make sense? So this is basically idea is you display another HTML page, but it default one page and then you update it with something else. Okay. So that's another example for iframe, how it can work. Okay, and we do have one more attribute or one more HTML element. Is everybody clear with these things? Okay, good. Then the second, one more HTML element we will complete today is file path, not HTML element. Sorry, I should not say HTML element. It's file path. How to use a file path in HTML elements, right? I know कि मागे I showed you guys image मध्ये image path कशा display करायचा. So if you use src equal to picture.jpg, then this picture.jpg file is located in the same folder as the current page. If you use src equal to images / picture.jpg, that tells you that picture.jpg file is located in images folder in the current folder. And then if you use this way, then it says that picture file is located in the images folder of the root of the current web page. I think this one you guys will not be able to see it. Current sadya पण HTML pages just locally run करतो, not on a web server, right? Then this is one more way to specify / picture.jpg with where the picture.jpg file is located in the folder one level up from the current folder. I think we will go and show you guys. Let's try one of the example, right? So that way we know how to work with it. I think I'm gonna pick old images. Yeah, there is the images. Okay, and then okay, we will pick, I think, his work, and let's see. Okay, so this, just for the simplicity, we are picking up Gaurav's one of the old homework. So what we said is the smile.gif, as we said this, what does that mean? This file image is on the same folder, smile.gif, right? So if I copy this one to, if I create one folder here, image data, and if I move this smile dot inside it, right? So now the HTML page is here. Let me show the display. Okay, so you guys can see this HTML file is here, but the now then image file I moved into image data, and if I refresh, it's not going to show the image, right? That's what we're trying to see it, but the image is not present there. So if the image is in another folder, how do you do it? It's shown at second, right? We saw the first part. Now this is the second part, which says that if file is located in the images folder, I just name it differently, but if it is in some different folder, how do you specify the name? You specify by just going, you go, then say image data, right? Image data / smile.gif. And if I refresh that page, now we should be able to see the, correct? So that is what we said, how you specify the path. This way you specify the path, so that way this is visible. Another way is, I think this is for the web server, so we will not be trying this, but let's try this part, right? The picture.jpg one level up from current folder. So idea is, instead of having this file over here, it's instead of images section, which should be on a HTML folder. So what we will do, we'll move that to so I moved the smile dot there, smile dot file over there, and there is no image in this place, or I'm just gonna delete it for you guys. So the HTML file is here, but then there is no full file. Smile.jpg GIF is not here. It's on the one folder above here, right? Smile. If I show you refresh the page, it's gonna show, oh, there is no image. And how do you guys change it to display? Maybe looking at this, someone at least tell me how to change these things. And someone tell how it should be modified so it will display from one folder above. Guys, someone type it in chat box. कोणी लिहत नाही. मुलांना ऐकायला येतंय का तुम्हाला? Okay. Okay, Parth wrote, but Parth, you wrote picture.jpg. What is the file name here? The question is, how do I show the image so it will display it correctly on the screen? So currently, आपली screen वर display होत नाही image, right? So yeah, we have to modify it this way. So what should be the modification I should be doing in this place so it will display the image correctly? Okay. So now it is very small change, but I just wanted to make sure it should be dot dot smile dot. So what will happen when you say dot dot? It's basically, we are in this folder, right? It will come out of this folder, which is what then HTML folder, and there it will look for the smile.jpg, right? So that's the change. Let's save this and refresh. Okay, you guys see it? So idea of what I was trying to teach you guys with this is, how do you specify file paths? And the file path, it goes for images, or even आत्ताच just आपण बघितलं की iframes, right? iframe मध्ये just simple iframe बघितली तर हे this iframe, त्याच्यामध्ये पण file path आहे, right? So you can even try these things. Let me show you how it is, right? So what we are looking, iframe. So iframe मध्ये this one is okay on the same level as the main HTML file. So now instead of putting it in same HTML file, I'll just then put one more folder, my HTML, right? And I will move this demo iframe inside that. So you can see now iframe main is in this folder, but then that same folder don't have the demo.html. So if I try to open, I think it's already open. If I try to show you the demo, this demo, it's not gonna work, right? Because the file is not there. We are trying to look demo.htm inside it, but it's not there. It's inside this folder. So how do we change it? You basically need to type dot. Okay, what is that folder name? I forgot. Okay, the folder name is my HTML. So we will just update it here, my HTML.demo. And now if I show it, it should show it. Correct? So what I wanted to show you, that this path doesn't just apply for images. It applies for any source path you are giving it, like HTML pages or anything. So that's the idea behind it. Okay. I already showed you guys another part of it is, what is it? The bookmark or target demo, right? So you can, you now know that part too. So everybody is clear with these things? Okay. So now is the homework time. So this, okay, let me show you what the homework I prepared. So this is the homework. Your homework should look like this. So you can see here on my screen, right? I have a page which is basically showing. Oh, okay, hold on, guys. Let me fix that. I moved the HTML page, right? So the file doesn't look correct here. So, okay, now it will look better. So what I'm trying to ask you guys as a homework is your homework main page, when it is loaded, it should look like this. And you can see it's like there is a link here, jump to iframe. And then there is a table. These are the external style sheet which I showed you guys. Then you have table, and then you have iframe here, and then target for a link, and then you can show content of that iframe. And then you have a link another, which is when you click, it is going to show you that link. So let's start with the change, right? When you say jump to it, when you click on it, it should take me. It did not take me there. Okay, there is something missed, but that's something let's fix and make sure you guys repeat the same demo. That's fine. Or homework. Don't take a screenshot. Okay? Why did not work? It should have worked, but I think we can jump to it. It has iframe. It did have iframe, so it did not jump because I think we are using iframe. Okay. Iframe 1 to make sure the name is different than this. Okay. So now if you click, okay, doesn't work. So okay, maybe we will just not do this part, but idea is okay, you display all these, and when I click on the Success Academy, it will display the Success Academy page. Right, so that's the way your homework should work. Going back again one more time, showing originally when page is loaded, it should show like this, and this comes out from that another page. As a default, you have table style sheets and everything, and then when you click, it's going to take you to the Success Academy web page. So you can see here the Success Academy page here, right? So that's the idea about this homework. So this is the homework, and as I mentioned, you should use external style sheet from this place. Then the class names for a table is this. Use iframe, use the target in iframe, use bookmark ID. I think if you don't get this one, that's fine, because that thing did not work for me, so that should be okay. But if you guys can make it work, that will be really nice. And then on clicking on this, it should display this thing. So I have all the information on this slide. I will put this in your homework assignment for this week. Yes, so Nalaude, yes, I will upload this. So you don't have to take a screenshot of this right now. You can see it into your homework folder. Okay. I think we are running out of time. आणि मुलांनो तुम्हाला लेट होत असेल तर you guys can close the session and leave. And I know some of the kids are already leaving. तर तुम्ही जाऊ शकता. Okay.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Bye. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.